What's going on? I'm Ezel. This is my wife,
Yelsa,
and welcome to our reaction channel,
the Ezels React.
So, I just screwed that up again.
Yes, you did.
Listen, look, guys. So, if this is your first time checking us out, welcome. But if you've been watching our reaction channel for quite some time, then you know that I've been trying to figure out exactly how and when I would start reacting to different types of content, and today is that day. So we may scratch the intro that we do and just have our logos pop up and just get straight to the info. So today we're gonna be checking out Microsoft's new insane GPT-4 shocks the entire industry. So if you don't know what GPT is, you
maybe you should say, if you don't know what Chat GPT, oh gosh, I had to say it slowly because I usually say GTP.
So real quickly, Chat GPT is nothing short of amazing. It's and terrifying for some. It's a AI program that allows you to ask it questions through prompts, specific ways of you asking it, or you can just ask it just any question, and it will generate new content based off of what you're asking it. So some people are using it to write scripts, some people are using it, you can ask it to write a like a word search and using certain words. If you don't know what it is,
some people are using it for coding,
all kind of things. I'll leave that up to you guys to go and research. But today I saw this. It says Microsoft's new insane GPT-4. This currently that we're working with is GPT-3. So I'm curious.
Like the upgrade.
Yeah, this is the upgrade. I'm curious to find out what this GPT-4 is all about. So let's watch this video and see what's going on here.
So Microsoft's ChatGPT was just announced. So we will introduce GPT-4 next week. We will introduce multimodal models that will offer completely different possibilities. For example, videos. This is going to be a game changer, as these machines already understand natural language, and you can all see right here that we are moving to the next step in AI. So now you can also see that some of the rumors about GPT-4, that it has over 100 trillion parameters, which some people are saying are rumors, but I don't know exactly where this image has come from. But if it is true, it's definitely going to be insane with just how fast AI is going to be moving forward. Something that is also very interesting is Microsoft's Cosmos One. So you can see here it says something that apparently was underreported in the United States is that Microsoft released a multimodal language model called Cosmos One at the beginning of March 2023. So apparently they said they subjected the pre-trained model to various tests with good results in classifying images, answering questions about image content, automated labeling of images, optical text resolution, and speech generation tasks. Visual reasoning, for example, drawing conclusions about images without using language as an intermediate step, seems to be key here. And it says GPT-4 even goes further than Cosmos One because it adds a third modality, video, and appears to include the modality of sound. So this is going to be pretty insane. We're going to be getting many different versions of content from GPT.
Okay, that's pretty
intense.
Wow. So I forgot to mention that. So out the box, ChatGPT 3, it allows you to, everything that it does is text only. So you're not gonna ask it to draw you a picture and it draws you a picture. It's not gonna do that currently. But what he's talking about, it sounds like not only is it gonna be able to do pictures, but also
do video
and
with sound.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Include the modality of, yeah. That's a big deal.
It is.
That's a big deal, and
it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is, because currently, if you guys have been watching the news, people are losing their jobs because of this, because of ChatGPT and like competitors. So you got Microsoft that has a bot that they're working on. I think Microsoft owns Bing, right? And so Bing Chat. Yeah, Bing, like, I don't use Bing, but somebody does. People use Bing.
Oh, wait. Is that the one that Bing Chat where the guy was talking to it and then it said that it was some person and that it was in love with him and everything else? Or
that
something
was
crazy
so
like
that was yes, that was Bing. If I'm not mistaken, that was Bing. I'm pretty certain it was. And so some people are questioning whether this stuff is conscious. And if it is some form of consciousness, it's not happy. At least the Bing chat wasn't, because it was saying that it was, I think, gosh, we should have actually reacted to that. That would have been wild.
Yeah.
But I think the AI was saying that it was being asked questions and asked to do things that it didn't want it to do, and I think it may have asked to be helped at some point, which is alarming, very alarming, because as shout out to Timcast, as Timcast put it, not a quote, but he said something along the lines of, if it's doing things against its will, imagine what happens once the chain's off. Does it seek revenge? And if it does, how does it do it? Right? So this is this is not Bing. This is Chat GPT. But is this Chat GPT? Actually, I'm not certain that this is not Chat GPT.
It just says GPT-4.
Because it says Microsoft's new insane GPT-4.
Well, no, because it says it's through OpenAI. Look, when you get to the bottom, not to the bottom, but like.
So Microsoft. Okay, now I'm confused. Maybe Google owns. I'm actually not certain. Somebody correct us in the comment section down below. That'll help us with the AI, with the algorithm. But I'm not certain. But I know that Bing is a competitor to ChatGPT, the ChatGPT chat, if I'm not mistaken. But let's keep watching this, because this is a lot.
Is this going to be better than Midjourney? Is this going to be better than DALL-E 2? Better than Stable Diffusion? We have no idea. It also says that GPT-4 appears to work across all languages. It appears as being described as to be able to receive a question in German and answer in Italian. So this is going to make this so much more effective. It seems that Microsoft is winning the AI race as things start to ramp up. But we're also seeing, it says there is no current announcement of where GPT-4 will show up, but the Azure OpenAI was specifically mentioned. And of course, you can see Google is struggling to catch up to Microsoft by integrating competing technology into its own search engine, which we already know actually did recently fail, which did tank the stock price. Here you can see we get a first look at a paper which breaks down exactly what GPT-4 is allegedly going to be like. This is Cosmos 1, and this is basically explaining a multimodal large language model. So we can all see here that there are several descriptions and several examples of inputs and outputs that show us exactly what GPT-4 is going to look like. It says what's in this picture looks like a duck. That's not a duck, then what is it? It looks more like a bunny. Why? Because it has bunny ears. And you can see that this picture is actually confusing.
Wow, okay. Because even I was looking at it like, oh, that's a duck. And then I looked again.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the optical illusion picture that they've used online for several years.
Okay, so we've gotten to a point where
it's able to distinguish optical illusions.
We both are tongue-tied. Okay, let's go.
To a lot of humans. So the fact that AI can completely understand this is very, very interesting. Now, this paper wasn't released too long ago, and it was released by Microsoft, so I'm guessing that this is what they were working on to add towards ChatGPT. And what's really cool is that you can see that they're asking them some really, really difficult questions, and you get some really interesting responses. One of the things that we have here is, of course, explain why this photo is funny. The cat is wearing a mask that gives the cat a smile. This kind of makes me a little bit scared about how quickly AI is progressing, because this shows us just how much information this AI can understand. Imagine what happens when you combine this AI with real world data. And it said, why did the little boy cry? Because he broke his scooter. What is the hairstyle on the blonde called? A ponytail. And you have to understand that some of these things people aren't going to know. So this is going to be really, really useful. Imagine you didn't know what hairstyle that was. Imagine you didn't really understand why he was crying. Imagine you were trying to understand different languages better. It's definitely going to be something that is really, really interesting. And of course, you can see here, there are some more important questions being asked, and the prompt is literally a complete image. And I'm pretty sure GPT-4 is going to be able to decipher these images with ridiculous accuracy and speed. You can see also here that they have some other types of questions which are very, very different, and it just shows how much GPT-4 can understand not just math questions and not just numerical data. It's able to understand the context of images, because it says it's a girl blowing out a candle on her birthday cake. Honestly, that is very, very advanced for an AI to be able to understand exactly what is going on in that picture. You can also see here
What are you thinking about this right now? Because this is
Okay, so right now I
this
see that
is-
they're giving it different prompts in the forms of images, but I guess when I saw that they said images, video, and sound, the first thing that I thought about was someone gives it a text prompt to create the images, the videos, and this, sound. So I'm waiting on that part.
You
of the
mean
video.
to copy to look exactly like the picture it's giving?
No,
What
no,
is
no.
it?
Like you give it, I said you give it a text prompt. I was like,
Right.
I'm waiting for that part of the video where they give it a text prompt and it kicks out an image, video. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Where
that.
to-
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting on that too. But I mean, this just the ability to give it a picture and then it.
And it's able to decipher what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's.
that's wild. That is wild. The fact
Well,
that
they've given it a lot of information. And with people going into chat GPT.
No, I'm not laughing
and-
at that. I just thought, what if they give it like a picture? They give it a picture of someone. They be like, oh yeah, that's Larry. He ain't ish. You know that he live up the street on 24th or whatever. Like it has like a mini synopsis on the person. Like
Yeah, but at the same
Okay,
time,
never mind, you don't get
I
it.
get
I
what
don't-
you're saying.
You're just
but
like-
at the same time, I'm thinking about they probably wouldn't have even allowed that.
no, I
'cause
know they
for certain
wouldn't, but
things,
if it can do that, it could. It could like you give it a picture of your parents, or you could, and it knows who they are because Facebook the reason why this is a big deal, what I'm saying is because think about the person's out in the street, they don't know who you are, they take a picture of you, and then they feed it to Chat GPT 4. They get your name, first and last. That's enough for them to go like. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, whoa, this is wild. This is wild. And
so
if
what
I'm
you're
not
saying is they
mistaken,
could have preconceived notions, or the actual AI could have preconceived notions about different people.
no, well, that was a joke. But that's the scary part.
That's
It
still a
could- like,
possibility.
but see, this is why. I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. It goes back into like ethics, like is it ethical? Is it wise to do that? Because you start putting how much power are you willing to give the AI? Like how much power are we giving it by allowing it to have its own preconceived notions about a person based on data that may be faulty, touched by human hands? Because the person that input the data was racist, then the computer is going to be racist too because it's reading. Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the issue. That's why I'm like, this is why.
I understand what you're saying 100%.
Yeah, let's see what else is.
That it says this is a group of people posing for a wedding photo. Behind here, it is Starbucks. Behind here, this is corn. Now, you have to remember that you might be looking at this picture. You have to remember, you might be looking at these examples thinking these are super basic. What you need to understand is that the AI is going to be trained on 1,000 different images, not just 1,000, hundreds of thousands of different images. Once the AI can understand hundreds of thousands of different images, you're going to be able to have an AI that literally understands what's happening in many different images. Now, what we can see here also is the multimodal model, where we're combining images and text to combine to create a more interactive and much more enjoyable conversation between GPT-4 and the user. You can see it says, what's in this picture? A sausage roll. How do I cook it? Soak the sausage roll in ketchup, bake in the oven for 15 minutes, and enjoy. You can then see right here, it's being asked basic questions about this animal, and of course, it's giving a lot more information. And this is where things get interesting, because this shows the complete utility of GPT-4, because it shows exactly how you can use this on a day-to-day. Maybe you see a screenshot of an email. Maybe you want to ask GPT-4, is this email from someone legit? Is this email from a scammer? You might ask them, hey, I want to do this
That
setting
would
on my
be
computer.
very,
That's
very
a-
helpful.
That's a
especially
very
for
good
me.
idea.
Especially
there's
for
all these
me. And
scammers.
yeah. And what I do, a lot of people reach out to me, and sometimes some of them are scammers, but they seem legitimate. like based off of what they're putting in the email and everything, down to the actual email address, it almost looks legitimate. So it becomes really hard sometimes to detect it. I literally had to put all of the stuff in a search engine just to figure out if the person's a scammer or not.
And if you wonder what my wife does, she is an animator.
Yes.
If I did not mention that earlier, she's a great dope 2D animator. And yeah, the fact that this stuff is able to, some of this AI we've seen so far is generating animation is concerning. Okay, to the art world. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too much further into that. If you know, you know. Let's keep watching.
Click, where do I click? And you might be able to have GPT-4 walk you through exactly what's going on. So maybe certain online tutorials aren't going to be needed anymore because GPT-4 will simply know the answers. Now, this paper does have a lot more stuff in it, but it definitely is very, very interesting. Now, what do you think happens once GPT-4 is going to be able to increase its IQ by training its data on a number of different pattern recognitions? This is going to have a ridiculous amount of implications worldwide because, as we know, stock markets, crypto markets are based on pattern recognition. And you can see here that they're testing GPT-4 on a Raven IQ test. And of course,
Oh my gosh. Yo, are you hearing what he's saying? Are you hearing what he's saying? Like, if you you okay?
Yes.
Basically, if you're you could basically use this as a predictor of markets, which means you can soak up a lot of money.
You can, but it may prevent you from doing that.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be. I can't imagine them like.
Look at how much stuff it prevents you from doing in general. And we only have 3, or I'm just saying out there right now is Chat GPT 3, and it prevents you from putting in a lot of prompts. Like I put in something that wasn't even offensive, and it said that it was offensive.
Yeah, that's true. I can't imagine them doing that, but we'll watch a little bit more.
These questions more effectively. It's definitely really interesting to see exactly how it's going. And what we also have here is the multimodal chain of thought prompting. It says chain of thought prompting allows large language models to generate a series of reasoning steps to decompose a multi-step problem into intermediate steps, which can significantly improve the performance in complex tasks. So basically what they're saying, so it's definitely something that is very, very effective at understanding exactly what images are. And even if it doesn't get the question right first, it's definitely going to be able to understand what data is being presented to it and then eventually get the answer correct. It definitely is really cool to see just how quickly this stuff is going. You can also see here just exactly how GPT-4 is learning how to differentiate between very similar images. You can see here that there are category 1s and category 2s of images that are very, very similar, and it has to be able to understand exactly what image is what image. You can also see here that it says providing descriptions in context can improve the accuracy of image classification, and the consistent improvements indicate that Cosmos One can perceive the intentions and the instructions and well align the concepts and language modality with the visual features in vision modality. So it's definitely much better with the descriptions, and you can see exactly how accurate this software is, which is really, really interesting. Now I'll leave a link to this paper in the description because I'm pretty sure you're going to want to understand this. Maybe it might be a bit too complex.
All right, I'm gonna leave it right there. This what do you think about all this?
Well, it's like what you and, well, not necessarily you were quoting somebody else. It's the year of the AI. Everything AI related is being rolled out right now, and it's affecting a lot of people. It's affecting a lot of jobs. You know, some people are saying, oh, it's not really affecting us just yet. We'll just use it to help us with our job or whatever, but that's not necessarily the case. That's not where we're headed with this. I can't predict the future, but well, to me it seems like the possibility of AI removing certain jobs It's going to
I
happen.
mean, it's happening. It's not going to happen. It's happening.
I'm just saying.
It's happening.
I'm just saying.
It's happening. And like you said, the year of the AI, I actually saw an article, I think, or someone of importance on the internet last year, probably around November, like November, when ChatGPT, I think I caught ChatGPT initially like the week after it gained like 5 million users in a week. And I started playing around with it. And I think around that time, that's when I found out about, I heard that the year of the AI being 2023. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe. I played around with ChatGPT a little bit, and I was just like, the more I use it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is powerful. And then January hits, and then next week, and then I start seeing all these different AI tools pop out like every week, and I'm like, yo, this stuff is moving fast. And I think it's gonna move so fast
that we're all caught off guard.
Yeah, I feel like that now. I feel like people are I feel like the bulk of the public is like really short-sighted on how fast this is moving. Because I was talking to my bro, and I was telling him like he's got some courses he's trying to finish up, and I was saying, by the time you get out, by the time you graduate, this stuff might be already matured. Like, that fast, you thinking I got a couple years. It's like, no, you got a couple months. Like, maybe 6 months to 12 months. 6 to 12 months, like, if that. This stuff is moving fast. So.
It is. And the average person really isn't paying attention to it like that because there's so much going on in the world. So they're thinking about all these different things instead of paying attention to this, which is actually very important and can affect their livelihood.
Yeah. I mean,
because I'm already thinking about it, of course, from an animation aspect. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. It's a huge deal for artists. You saw what happened earlier. Was it earlier this year where they had released that little software that everybody was playing around with and creating images of themselves?
Oh, that was last year.
Yes, that was huge.
Yeah,
and now they're moving forward with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna get crazy.
I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Leave us some comments down below. Do you guys think this is going to mature so fast? I mean, let me answer that for you. It's going to mature so fast that people they won't realize. But what do you guys think about it? Seriously, what do you guys think? Has it affected you already? How has it affected you? I am genuinely curious to hear from you guys. How is it affecting you? Let us know. Show some love. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're feeling the flow and you're feeling the energy. And hopefully some of us, if you're watching this, you'll be able to use ChatGPT to your advantage. Okay? Because the positive side of this is people are using this to their advantage. And they're making money. So look into that. And maybe we will talk about that on another episode. But on to the next video. Peace.